You know, when ChatGPT got released and it just started to get the word around, so here's what the universities did. The universities, including mine, they started to restrict the use of AI or ChatGPT, to restrict students from using particular technologies like generative AI. Started to campaign from using ChatGPT in order to write their essays or even help them write their essays. And I thought this was funny, that they are trying to prevent students from using an exponentially growing technology that is in the mass market and that is free. What my university did, they basically set up a table, tutors, writing tutors, and they were the advocates, and they were trying to warn students of the consequences of using ChatGPT in order to write their essays. Why? Why are you trying to prevent students from using a very useful piece of technology that they would produce a much better result as a consequence of using that technology? You know, here's something interesting that happened 2 months ago. 2 months ago, the university decided to hold a seminar on the use of generative AI. It's not just about ChatGPT, it's also about Midjourney, DALL-E, and all of those things. And I thought the seminar would have a much bigger audiences of students. Most of the audiences in the seminar were old people.
Old people?
Yeah.
There were 4 speakers. One of them was a computer science professor, the other one was a law professor, and I don't know who the other one was. I went there late. I was fashionably late. The reason I actually went to the seminar was not because I was interested in the seminar. I mean, I know everything there is to know about generative AI and the use and the consequences of using generative AI and the possibilities that they hold. So I was really not interested. But the reason I went there was because I had some particular questions that I wanted to ask to the university administrators and especially to the professors. And most of the questions that people were asking, they were like old people. I don't know, once you give them a mic, they can't get to a single question directly. Most of the concerns that many of those people had were about the ethics of the use of AI, how much they should restrict or allow the use of AI in academic institutions. And most of the professors or the speakers, they kind of like agreed that, you know, there's no way that you can actually stop it. After the speakers were done, so there was the Q&A part. I wasn't really concerned about the ethics of AI or whether AI is going to replace people. Of course it is going to replace people, except the people who knows how to use them. You can't really fight it. There's no way you can fight it. If you try to fight it, you're going to lose. It's a losing battle. My question was, what are the universities and the departments currently doing in order to properly integrate generative AI technologies into classrooms? Because there are still professors who are just not really interested, or they're trying to restrict it. Which is I think it's absolutely stupid. It's those professors, mathematics professors, protested against the use of calculator when calculator was first invented. It's going to fail. Why they're trying to restrict students from using generative AI technologies in their assignments or exams. And then I added saying things like, because there are many courses that are out there which I think are obsolete. You don't really need those. And there's no need for students to be paying for those courses. And I've added that someone with experience in using generative technologies to come up with better solutions is going to be much farther ahead than someone with a 4-year university degree. So what are universities currently doing in order to integrate generative AI technologies or to equip students with the tools they could come up with better solutions? What really matters is if the average person knows how to use the artificial intelligence or generative AI technologies to come up with solutions faster, that person is going to be much more valuable to any industry than someone with a 4-year university degree. The law professor said, okay, which particular field are you talking about exactly? And then I said computer science, because I'm from that background. And then the computer science professor said, well, I'm a computer science professor, and there are no courses that are obsolete. And what was interesting was that they haven't really answered my question, because they know that it was coming, or pointed out the concerns that I raised. So I don't know what universities are trying to do. They actually need to teach students how to use AI. They could literally slap the word academic misconduct if they happen to find students using generative AI to come up with better solutions or better answers for their assignments. They could do that, but how does it help them in the long run? Students are going to end up using it no matter what. And they needed this whole revolution of AI needed to come along, shake the academic institutions in restructuring their whole way of how they teach and what they teach. They can't really control what students do, and they can't really control the exponentially ever growing, unstoppable force of AI technologies.